What's up, peeps? We here. How are you doing, Jody?
I am giving God thanks, I tell you, this is definitely a Monday morning.
Isn't it?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Saw some changes in the building when I stepped in. I was like, hey,
Yes, sir.
am I in another office or something? Internal modifications.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in case you wanted some clarifications, as Rocket Shanty would say. But we survived the weekend.
Yes, we did. Give
Yeah.
God thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good one.
Fairly,
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be better. I
Yeah.
need to do better with my weekends.
Yes.
But
Like do more.
do
Just how you
more
allocate
of
your time.
nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, like enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. Yeah.
I think that is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you feel different at the start of the week too.
True.
Audley, how was yours, boss?
Let me tell you, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, you know me. There's no weekend. There's no weekend, you know what I mean? Listen, 7 days a week, it's always just
I look for
working.
you now, a weekend, same way. It's weekend.
Believe me.
Yeah.
But, you know, as Jody said earlier, you know, we have to give thanks, Richie.
Yep.
Understand me?
Indeed.
You know, we take a lot for granted, but, you know, we wake up this morning and,
Yeah.
you know, we're here.
Yep.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to take care of you until 10 o'clock this morning. Keep it locked right here on 99.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9 on the FM band. Hi to our friends in the Jamaican diaspora and our friends right here at home on the 99s. Remember, we are streaming at the www.thebridge99fm.com. This is Up and Go. It's time for WTF. What the fact?
All right.
Check this one out.
Bridge Nation, watch your style I know. So the cracking sound your joints make is the sound of gases being released. Yeah. So some people love it and some people hate it. But what is it that makes joint cracking so loud? So when joints are stretched, the pockets of gas that get trapped between them are released. When these bubbles of oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide escape, they might make a popping or cracking noise. Whether or not intentional, joint cracking is bad for your health. And, and that's something that has been, yet to be decided. So we don't know if it's good for you or bad for you, but it happens. However, some scientists, they say it's harmless, while others say it may lead to osteoarthritis.
Oh.
So.
Doctor, go on.
So when my joint them crack, my foot just say, I'm sorry, guess. That was that. I guess. I was going to beat out your chest, Jojo.
A 4-shot me lick back to back yesterday, with a big toe. On the right foot. Crack.
Yeah, but that's something about the early. For me, the early morning crackings, man. I don't know what. I feel like way when you get up out of it, everything. I say, no, it's a walk, everything.
No, I don't know. I mean, some people just go through and just crack the 10 fingers on.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know what I'm telling them. Them need help.
Yeah.
Psychiatric evaluation. Yeah. They need to get themselves checked.
Yeah, the cracking sound of your joints make is the sound of gases. I never knew this at all.
Yeah, I've heard this.
I've heard the link with arthritis that you mentioned also.
Yeah.
Where some scientists say it's harmless, while others believe that it might lead to osteoarthritis. Mm-hmm. But I think most people actually end up with some cracking at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
And some are self-induced.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your toes don't trouble you and you just decide to go through the 10 fingers. Yeah, man, I tell you.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that when the microphone is on.
Richie.
Oh, no,
All right.
I just did.
No, man, I guess.
That is what you call a classical demonstration of WTF.
What the fact?
All right, join us again tomorrow morning at 6:25. We'll have more interesting facts for you. Time for update. Got a few stories for you this morning. Jody will get us started.
Right. Thank you, Richie. So, Bounty Killer sues British publisher to recover $60 million Jamaican dollars in royalties. Wow, that's a lot of money. Dancehall artist Bounty Killer is suing a British publisher in the High Court of Justice in London, United Kingdom, for millions of dollars the publisher collected on behalf of the artist in the UK from 2002 to 2021. Wow. The dancehall legend is suing Osman Mulklis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and its company Jamdong Limited, and a third company owned by Mulkis named Abode Music Limited, which he appointed to collect royalties on behalf of the DJ. Wow. According to the artist, lawsuit around 2001, Mulcahy contacted Bounty Killer, whose real name is Rodney Price, to collect agreed upon royalties on his behalf in exchange for a percentage of the royalties. The lawsuit claims that Mulcahy falsely misrepresented Bounty Killer and convinced him that it would be better if he were to collect the artist's publishing royalties in the UK, as withholding tax would take a significant sum, 30% of the monies he earned. So yeah, that's what's happening over there.
Go feed Bounty.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
That's crazy. That's a
No, money that.
$60 million. Look here, me that take 1 million out of the 60 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the fact that he was deceived, so he was deceptive towards Bounty Killer, and I'm glad that he found out, and I'm glad that he's going to do something about it. I hope him sue him on top of that and him get more than just 60 million Jamaican dollars, because how dare you. You know what I saw quickly, I don't know if you know Sarah Bendy, the dancer. Yes, so she had a UK tour recently. She's still there, and her so-called manager didn't appear, just drop, exit.
Really?
Sarah over there, stress. Luckily there were other persons there to assist her. She have been treating her poorly. Sarah skinny down. We know Sarah is a small girl, but she's so stressed out over there. She was on live recently last week crying, just saying she worked so hard, and for her manager to just disappear just like that and collected all her money and have not paid her as yet. So these things are happening, and I just want to say to our Jamaican creatives, protect yourself as best as possible, because I understand some work hard, and it's unfair when they work this hard and they're not able to get their money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Well,
Good luck, Bounty Killer.
For real, for real. Now, speaking of somebody or some persons who nearly get, sued.
Yeah. That's right.
We're talking about Vibes Cartel and Spice for Ramping Shop. Well, apparently Neo, I guess years later, speaking on it in a sense, or speaking about it again, he said, I didn't clear it. He didn't not clear it, I should say that. So, Vibes Cartel and Spice's hit song Ramping Shop is undoubtedly one of the most notable dancehall tracks of this era. However, the original track, which had sampled American singer Neo's Miss Independent, had to be pulled after the world boss and the now queen of dancehall were threatened with a cease and desist following their failure to obtain clearance. Now, here it is, almost 14 years later, Neo claims that he actually had his mind set on clearing Ramping Shop, especially after so many fans had already gravitated towards it. He said, I didn't not clear it. The streets cleared it right away, which made it virtually impossible to not clear it. Even if I was thinking about not clearing it, which, by the way, I was never thinking about not clearing it.
Sure.
And he said this during the latest episode of Revolt's Drink Champs podcast. Now, what Neo failed to mention was that in early 2009, EMI Music Publishing had written to World Boss to have the original version of Ramping Shop destroyed and pulled from all radio stations, television stations, and the internet. Now, according to an article dated January 29, 2009, the publishing company had accused the dance audio that Spice and Cartel of infringing on the copyright license of Miss Independent. They did, but I mean, it's a confusing one, Richie, for me.
It is. And I think Not Nice has a totally different argument. Not Nice, who was a part of the production, he actually says they tried to, I'm not quoting him, but he referred to the fact that from his perspective, it was an attempt was made to block it at least 3 different times.
Oh, that was never gonna happen. That was like the hottest song ever.
And
that was not going to happen.
Nia said it. Nia said, look, what Nia really said, in my opinion, is that if it's not him team never want to clear it.
Yes.
Right? And then, as much as them try, the streets did that talk louder.
Yeah,
and
so the street one.
The streets one in the end. And it just for sure said the world boss. The world boss. Because on a Jamaican streets, that's enough.
No,
yeah, that's the best spot when I try making on a Jamaican
and
streets.
when you get right down to it, that is no. you know what I mean?
Shit. We're glad it got cleared. I know the ladies glad it got cleared. And it's a good tune.
Still a big tune.
Yeah, man.
Still.
So when Spice draw that out place, go on.
Yeah, Spice still thankful for that tune.
Yeah.
She's still grateful for that tune.
Now, Shensia, as we move away from Spice, Shensia is doing very well in Europe. As a matter of fact, she has a collabo with Calvin Harris and Charlie Puth. The song Obsessed, a collab between Shenseea, Scottish mega producer Calvin Harris, and American singer Charlie Puth, has earned the Jamaican singer her first entry on the UK singles chart.
Nice.
The song appears on Harris's new album Funk Wave Bounces Volume 2, and it has debuted at number 71 on the UK chart, dated August 18. Now, the last female Jamaican entertainer to enter the singles chart was Coffee with the song Repeat, a collab with J Hus, and that came out and peaked at number 21 in 2020. And we see where the song Obsessed has amassed over 700,000 views for the video on YouTube, and it's doing very, very well for the three artists. Back in 2019, Queen of Dancehall Spice had joined Crepton Conan and Tory Lanez on a song called First Time, which peaked at number 63 on the UK chart. And with the powerhouse behind this song, Obsessed, you get the feeling that it's going to climb maybe well above that.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to do very well.
You think so, right?
Yeah.
It's really a nice song.
They said there's a visual.
Yeah.
No, well, not like a true one. Or just like, words. Like Beyonce.
A lyric video.
Lyric videos. But yeah, it's going to do well. I'm not for ask. We're going to hear more about
Calvin
it.
Harris is not a normal producer,
Yeah, like, that's not normal. And once
We
his
use
name
the
is on
term
it.
mega producer.
Believe that.
Yep.
Shenseea, she says, hot girl body look like it live a gym,
Believe that.
Ain't gonna submit to a man.
I believe
Me
that
no
too,
stress over boys. I can do without him.
Yep.
Cause I got my own stuff with me.
Radam.
Radam.
Oh my God.
Oh, let me ask
Yeah. We actually didn't play out the song because it has a little snippet inside there. That,
for
just
morning.
make
She's expressing herself.
So that's it. That was update.
Yes, sir.
Time now for the proverb of the day, and that will be followed by the pet peeve of the morning.
Good morning, Bridge Nation. Our proverb of the day. Pastor Kristen in picnic first. First of all, this is supposed to say passing.
Oh,
But,
passing.
yeah, passing Kristen in picnic first.
Alright,
And it's supposed to be first.
Force.
Alright, passing
Yeah.
Kristen in Pitney first.
Yeah.
Alright, that means hold on, so female in Pitney first and Kristen them first boom bang bang carry the 2
Passing
plus
Kristen
5.
in
Alright.
picnic first.
Boom.
Yeah.
Him look out for the well-being of the his own first before take on other people problem.
Alright.
That's what me get from it.
True. So the meaning, take care of your own affairs before you attend to the affairs of others.
Boom. When you know it's the first time I hear that one here. But no, not gonna look for me. Yes.
No,
look at
look
everybody.
what you mean.
No, sir. No, sir. Don't want to shock me.
Chills. Pastor Christine Pitney Foss.
I already tell
Yo, bro. I'm
my
gonna
household.
put every single proverb we've ever done, and I'm gonna
Let me
send
tell
it to you. No, man.
No, big up my parents. As I said earlier when this proverb of the day thing just started. Remember,
Yeah.
I tell you, my parents are really giving the proverbs and giving the meanings.
Oh, so let me
So
tell
my
you.
parents got all the proverbs, but they would just be like, I'm gonna give our kids the meaning. So I know the meaning. Like, I
Puzzle.
get that, but
Thinking for days when my mother speak to me.
you
I
see
was
that
like,
we could have deal with that.
What is
What? Yeah, we
What?
can't deal with that. Just give me
But
the meaning.
then, as you enter life and you start getting older, you say, oh, and that she did mean, because my mother gonna make you learn your lesson. You're gonna learn. So,
Okay.
but yeah, passing Christian in picnic first, meaning take care of your own affairs before you attend to the affairs of others.
It's true.
Y'all, this is true.
Yeah, I like that.
Pet peeves. So we're heading into pet peeve. We know that pet peeves are things that others do to you that irritates you, upsets you, right? All right. So because Bridge Nation always take forever to send their pet peeve, which is a pet peeve of mine. And then I like to text it. Please send a voice note of your pet peeve. Thank you so much. All right, my pet peeve really now. When I go supermarket and
boy.
you have an attitude with me.
Who have
The customer, the wait, they
Cashier?
call them? The cashier.
Oh boy.
Why you have an attitude with me, miss? What me do you in an early Sunday morning more than me just try to get the grocery list to make it make sense come next week. Me not doing nothing, I realize it happens too often.
Yeah, man.
You know, you're being polite. You say good morning. Person's a seer now if you say
Yeah.
that shit, like, yes. And then it's like them not understand, say, however you view me is not who I am. I will buck. You know? But it's like, yeah, try to behave yourself. It's like, good morning, how you doing? And you're just being very pleasant. And it's like, yeah. Yes, I mean,
Yeah,
come now, man.
customer service is a problem out here. For real.
Is a huge problem out
Yeah.
here. And it's so funny because I've done so many of those courses.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think it's important when you remember Jody is supposed to remember her in a way where she dealt with you, you know, respectfully and pleasant. Like
Yeah.
they said, Jody, big up Jody, yeah man, she's very nice, you know, nice girl. I'm not saying that you're gonna always have a good day,
Yeah,
but
yeah, definitely.
you need to be grateful, you know.
Yeah.
The fact that you have a job
Maintain
is
some
yeah
professionalism
man,
too.
yeah man, be grateful. And so what, you're at a supermarket, it's still a job. You're still expected
Oh,
to be professional.
what do you
And I
mean?
think that's an issue because persons believe like, oh, you work at a cook shop or you work at a supermarket, so that mean I don't have to be nice to you because all me I do I cash your food. No, you never know who you're gonna meet. You understand me? So come now, do better, miss.
Oh.
Miss.
Over the supermarket around the
Around the part they miss. Every Sunday me there for whatever reason I don't know, Richie. Every Sunday we're there at the supermarket.
Oh boy.
She don't change her ways if you ask management for shift her from
And
Sunday.
sometimes I
Sunday.
just say I'm not going nobody. It's because it's quicker. Less
Yeah,
persons go there.
Okay.
I don't know what
Well,
you're
maybe that's the
trying to-
reason.
Oh boy.
That explains it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, man, fix that up.
All right.
Fixed
Yeah.
it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that call. All right, so thank you for that, Jody. That was Jody's pet peeve, and it's one that many people have a problem with too. The poor attitude and poor customer service. We need to improve on that. All right. Now, last week, an article was released insinuating that Montego Bay Deputy Mayor Richard Vernon had taken a swipe at Jamaican expatriates who seek greener pastures overseas. Here's a quote from what he said while speaking at the New Fortress Energy Foundation's annual back-to-school fair at Pier 1 in Montego Bay, St. James. He said, "Only cowards run away to go to America because they are seeking out opportunity. Opportunities are there overseas, but do not run away and leave your country, especially leaving indefinitely and you don't want to contribute to the further development of your country." He also said, "You same ones who are saying that the country is not going on with anything, what are you doing to develop your own country? They made the sacrifice in America and all the first world countries so they can live the life that you admire. So do the same for your country and your parish." That is what Deputy Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, said. And that's just an excerpt of his speech, as we mentioned. So we thought, we tried to reach out to him, by the way, our producer, Jody did. And he actually said that he has been asked not to engage in any interviews on the subject. But when we reached out to Kevin O'Brien Chang, he did not have a problem whatsoever.
Which is right.
And so he's joining us right now to discuss this matter. Good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
Hi, Richie. How's it?
Not too bad at all. No one out there to mug Kevin O'Brien Chang. He speaks whenever he wants to. So nice to have you as always, Kevin.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Now you heard those comments from Deputy Mayor Richard Vernon from Montego Bay. What are your thoughts on what he had to say?
The man is chatting foolishness, Richie. First of all, everybody in life, look, I love my country. We all love our country, Jamaica. But our first focus in life, most people, is family, our families, or the welfare of our loved ones. It's common sense. And I tell people all the time, when opportunity, sometimes at front time I'm a company, people come and say they've got an opportunity and all that. And I say, look, if you get a good opportunity, better for you and your family, take it. That is your first loyalty in life. You may love the country, but your family must come first.
Mm-hmm.
It's only common sense. And how can you blame anyone when they have a qualification and whatever, and they get an offer that pays them twice, 3, 4 times as much? Their family will be better off. They'd be foolish not to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, most Jamaicans that go abroad, they send money home. Remittances, Jamaica is one per capita. Jamaica is one of the biggest earners, sender home of remittances in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Imagine where would Jamaica be if those Jamaicans have gone abroad for greener pastures to do it better for themselves and their family, and they send money home to their loved ones and all that. It's a huge amount.
Mm-hmm.
The man is lacking in all common sense. You know, I mean, how can you tell people that you must put something before your family? No sane person does that.
He went on to call them cowards, which that is also something that some persons are finding quite upsetting.
It's very foolish. It's very foolish language. You know, cowards in what way? Because you want better for yourselves and your family. It is human nature, and plus, he must have no knowledge of Jamaican history, because Jamaicans have always done that.
Mm-hmm.
From Panama Canal days back in the 1880s, Windrush, you know, they've always done, and people understand that. And Jamaicans are very practical people, you know. And they understand that, look, people are going to do the best they can do for themselves and their family. That's the first role in life. An opportunity comes, you love your country, but you cannot put a country before your family. Mm-hmm. I tell people that all the time. And as I said, I come back to the point, Jamaicans who go abroad send home massive amounts of money. I was talking to somebody the other day, a teacher in America, Jamaican teacher, I bought them up somewhere, and he says, studies have shown that next to the Israelis, Jamaicans have the highest loyalty for country in the world. I'm seeing the study, but he assured me the study was done.
Mm-hmm.
That Jamaicans are one of the most loyal people in the world to their country. They don't forget. Jamaicans go abroad, but they don't forget their country. He is lacking in the knowledge of history, and not giving credit to those Jamaicans who have gone abroad, but they still don't forget their country.
Right. And I know that we have a lot of listeners in the Jamaican diaspora listening right now, no doubt agreeing with you wholeheartedly. I don't know that his statements, I don't know if they were intended to offend anyone, but should we also include in this discussion the issue of the brain drain that Jamaica suffers when persons migrate?
Well, no question, it's a big problem. But, you know, the whole of the West Indies, the English-speaking West Indies has this problem. Guyana, Trinidad, we have these countries too. And that's a huge negative for Jamaica. There's no question. But whose fault is it? It has to be the governance of the country. Somebody goes to school, studies hard, gets qualifications, and then they can earn 3, 4, 5 times as much abroad for the same qualifications as they're earning in Jamaica. It is a big problem, for one of the main problems for the country. But I come back, and he's a politician. He should be shutting his mouth, because it's a politician's fault. He should be saying, we should be running the country better, less crime, try to grow the economy so that we can pay people more for the same qualifications. That's a problem. The country just needs to be better run. But to expect people that I must turn on a good opportunity, I can make my country better, but I must stay here and what, for loyalty, for patriotism. Yeah, patriotism is good, but it's not. It cannot compare to you love you have for your family.
Agreed. Greetings, Mr. Chang. Shells here.
Morning, boss.
Morning, sir. We see more Jamaicans leaving the island to seek opportunities elsewhere, especially young people. You mentioned a very good point, where the governance of the country needs to improve to facilitate, persons leaving to do the same jobs that actually want to stay. Is there anything in particular the government can do to ensure that our skilled workers will stay?
Well, the crime is an obvious thing. Crime makes people feel less safe, and it causes us economic growth. And there's things that governments can do. Not this government alone, past ones, but this is the government of the day. They can do, they're not doing. As a politician, he should be especially ashamed to be saying it. He should be saying, this fellow politicians, let us do better so that people are leaving. That's where he should be going. He should be talking to all his fellow politicians, saying, we have not done our job properly. If we do it better, we can have less crime, and we can have less corruption, and we can pay people better for the skills that they have. There's certain things they can do, yes, that they can give free education for people, but bond them. That you have to spend a certain amount of time in the system before you leave. And the same teacher's talking. He tells me it is common in America. He's a Jamaican, but he has immigrated. And he was giving back, or he was here, but he and his wife, they give back to the area they come from at schools and all that, which many Jamaicans do. And in fact, when I asked this guy, people, from abroad, if Jamaica, how he thinks country's doing well, and he said this, that's where he brought up the Israeli thing. He said Jamaica will always do well because we have such a loyal, patriotic people. Even when they go abroad, they always come and give back. And his wife was coming back to her district where she came from, giving out school stuff, school treat for going back to school people. So that's one of Jamaica's hidden strengths, So this mayor is actually trying to destroy our hidden strengths by discouraging diaspora to be giving back, calling them cowards. How does that encourage patriotism?
True.
Does it warrant an apology?
I think so.
You think so?
I've misspoken, and I'm not trying to disrespect the word. Because what he's saying is everybody, all the diaspora are covered. When you realize that one of the highest per capita remittances in the world is Jamaica.
Right.
Suppose the diaspora stop giving back money to Jamaicans.
Lots of people
and what he's trying to sever or hurt that bond of the diaspora and Jamaica. And as I say, as a politician, he should be ashamed of himself. He should be saying, we are not doing our jobs. That is where the crux of the matter is.
Yeah.
The politicians are simply not doing their jobs to improve the country enough, crime-wise, economy, GDP-wise, so that we can pay people properly in Jamaica for the skills that they have. The hard-won education. They go to school, study hard, get these qualifications, and then find I can do better abroad for my family.
Yeah.
And you can blame them? No, man. His perspective is very foolish and myopic.
Yeah.
And they said, physician, heal thyself. Politician, heal thyself.
All right. I'm just realizing that I haven't actually even spoken to you since two other important things happened in the country where Lisa Hanna came out and said that she plans to step down. And then all of this talk about the expenditure surrounding Kamina Johnson-Smith. We haven't spoken since all of these happened, Kevin. Any thoughts to share?
Well, Lisa Hanna, two views on Lisa Hanna personally. One is that I respect and admire that she has spent, 15 years in the political system. A rich, beautiful woman, could be living like Kim Kardashian, traveling the world. She has instead tried to give back to the country, to help build the country. I mean, politics is not an easy business. It looks glamorous from the outside, but the politicians I talk to always say, man, boy, this thing is a big slog. You have to be in it, doing things you don't want to be doing. So I give Ms. Hanna credit for that she has tried to do nation building. The other hand, though, she seems to have a little people problem. On her counselors, they don't get on, and they're saying good riddance and all that. So she lacks people skills, clearly. But she's a patriot, and will the PNP minister? Yes. She's a glamorous lady. Her social media gets a lot of attention. So it focuses on, the political system. And what has it cost them, Richie? There's not a big pool for politicians in Jamaica, There are not many people who have the education and the capacity to attract people to actually go into the system. There's a shortage. So the ones who go in, we can cost them and criticize them as a lot of them need it. But we have to respect them for actually trying to do something. Look, I tell people all the time, I'm a chatter. I talk. I don't go into the system. So the ones who actually do go into the system and do something, I have to look up to them.
Yeah.
They're actually putting their money where their mouth is.
Will it hurt the PNP, her departure?
Yes, because the PNP is in bad trouble. Well, trouble. It's the appeal to the country is going down. And the young people, they look to Lisa Hanna, Damien Crawford as people they can identify with in the PNP. They don't have any seats. Miss Hanna's leaving now. So their appeal to the youth, and especially to young women, and young women around the world. Wherever you see young women going to, that is going to be the future.
Yeah.
Amen.
So where's the PNP's attraction to that type to build the party for the future? And if you don't attract the young now, down the road, You're not going to have
We'll
no
have some
own.
problems. Are people making a mountain out of a molehill as it relates to Kamina Johnson-Smith and the expenditures relating to her candidacy?
Of course they are. The 18 million that they supposedly they spend government, the other money is she will spend by herself, is 100 and something thousand US. I don't know the facts, but I would think official trip by a foreign secretary with an entourage, she needs people helping her and all that, to a foreign country, probably costs 10,000 US, right? So then 18,000, 120,000 US for a position, and the Commonwealth, is probably the second biggest international organization in the world. 56 countries, 3 billion people, 15 trillion GDP. Probably only the UN outranks it. And all the other general secretaries and secretary generals who for the UN and Commonwealth, they're all campaigning in the same way. Everybody thinks it's a desirable position for their country. And she's a Jamaican on the international stage. Why would we want her to win any less than we want Shelley Ann Fraser to win? It's a massive position of prominence. And you think if you have a Jamaican traveling around the world, paid by the Commonwealth, by the way, if you're general secretary, the Commonwealth pays you. You're visiting world leaders all over. You are impressing them as a Jamaican, and you're making contacts. So those who think that money is any big money in the scheme of the world politics, very myopic. And those who said, how is it going to help Jamaica if she became Commonwealth Secretary General? Well, they don't know much about the world, do they? That's the second biggest international organization in the world. And you would not like just stay Jamaican in charge, helping the country. Look on the UN Secretary Generals and the other Scotland for the Commonwealth. The countries always back them to the hilt.
Yeah.
They know it's good for the country, it's for the prominence. And so everybody spends a big chunk of money.
Yeah.
Why would Jamaica act any differently on the international sphere? It is I can't understand why people think Jamaica should act differently from how other countries act.
All right. Kevin, we thank you, man. Thank you as always. Have a good day. Appreciate it.
Respect.
Take care, boss.
All right. All the best. Kevin O'Brien Chang, ladies and gentlemen, obviously a political analyst and also a commentator. We like to pick his brain on several issues that are current, and he always is willing to oblige. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And it's now time for the Secret Sound game. DJ Arnold, please be quiet over there, sir. I had to steer him away from that Man U situation to more about the Chelsea and the Tottenham kind of situation. Telephone lines are flashing. We understand pretty much all our lines are taken right now. 876-676-4996. That is how you can connect when we go through these calls. And it's now time for the Secret Sound game. There's a $5,000 gift package that we're trying to give you, and that is courtesy of
our good friends over there at Sangster's Bookstore.
And so it's coming. It's in an envelope, which is
heavy, never empty.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Now, Jody says that all our lines are taken, Chelsea. Let's remind the listeners of the sound that we're trying to get identified. If you can identify this sound, you will be declared a winner. And remember, we're going to give you the clues after this. Listen to this. What sound is this? After that. That is the sound that you must identify. There are two clues we've given you so far.
All right, so the two clues are machine and paper.
Work with that and call us now. 876-676-4996. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, Richie B.
Yeah, man. Who's that? Ian?
Yes.
Welcome, Ian. Welcome, my brethren. How's the weekend? You had a good one?
Yes, I feel a good one.
All right. $5,000 gift voucher courtesy of Sangsters for you to win this morning. What is the answer you have for us in the Secret Sound game?
With careful consideration.
Yes, I expect that.
Based on all the clues that I have given.
And the research that you have done.
And the research that I have done. I think it's a paper shredding machine.
You think it's a paper shredding machine? First call this Monday morning. It's the 15th of August. We've been running this for quite a while. What's your name? Is this Ian?
Yes, Richie B.
Say it with confidence. What's your answer?
A paper shredding machine.
You really believe that now, don't you?
Yes.
Take it away, Shells. Verdict? Sorry, Ian. Take care, man. Have a good day. Let's go to caller number 2. You're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound game. Hello.
Good morning, Richie.
Good morning, Cunis. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. I hope you're not clueless, Cunis. We gave you 2.
Yeah.
So what is your answer this morning?
I think it is a regular electric fan running at a low speed, and then a piece of paper is inserted at the back of the fan.
Oh. That is how that last sound that you hear towards the end comes in. That is Cunis, always a thinking man.
That is it.
Going for $5,000 in a gift voucher courtesy of Sangsters. Cunis! Hold that. Anyway. Take care, Cunis. Have a good day. Let's go on to our third caller. I told you the phone lines are flashing all the way strong. Good morning. You're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound game. You're on. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is this Hamilton?
Yeah.
Phone is cracking up.
Oh boy.
So my answer is a print is a printer.
You think it's a printer? Interesting. Are you seeing his number printed up, Jody? Because we're not hearing clearly. We heard printer. I'm wondering if we redialed him, if it would make a difference, so we could hear what he says. Listen to the sound one more time in the meantime, though, because this is interesting. And, of course, so many people have been trying. We want to make sure that we got his answer correctly. This is the sound, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody has been going after, trying to identify. Yeah. Prize again?
A $5,000 gift voucher courtesy of our friends at Sangsters Bookstores.
And the clues, if you recall, they are...
Machine and paper.
All right, so how does machine and paper tie in to the sound that you've been hearing? I think we just want to make sure that all our listeners get aired and heard, so that we have no ambiguity in terms of their delivery.
Yeah, coming out to the ear the general name.
And we didn't even get his name or anything like that, so you know how it is. But man, I tell you, how long have we been running this one?
I was correct. I said
Mid-August.
Mid-August. This is when we're going to hear the sound until, so I don't know.
I don't know what going. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
You know something. Call back, brethren, right away.
Yeah.
Link up now.
No.
And when I say now, I mean no.
Yeah.
See, because if you don't link up, brother, remember me tell you,
Trouble there.
We're not talking about yesterday. We link up today.
Today.
Yeah, man. Me mean like later. I mean no. What me say?
Today.
No. Okay. Yeah, I tell you why. Can I get the brethren? Then I walk up. No, my God.
Oh boy.
Huh? You know something?
What happened?
We have the number though, right? We have the number. So, Modelo for answer. Modelo for tell him a thing. What I heard for sure is that he said printer.
Yeah.
And that in itself made the answer very interesting, because we've gotten so many different answers, and I think it's the first time we're getting the answer being printer.
Yeah.
All right, so if that is the answer, just to remind you that person, don't have a name, he would have actually won for himself a $5,000 gift voucher courtesy of Sangsters Bookstore, and they have been supporting this feature for quite some time now. Thank you, Sangsters. The gift voucher comes in an envelope. It's quite
heavy, never empty.
right.
Thank you, Sangsters.
So we just have to declare that at this time, whilst we try our best to get the caller, it looks like he's calling back, and Jody has had to be sifting through different callers. Good morning, sir. Hello.
You catch your Schweppes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Tikaros, man.
Oh, it's Tikaros, this?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it's Tikaros. Well, I cut a while ago because I think you never write hour.
No, man, there, man.
Oh, the phone just kind of go out of range or something.
Yeah.
All right, Tikaros. So, what was your answer, Tikaros?
My answer is the printer.
You think it's a printer?
Yeah,
print something out of the printing machine, man, or a copy something.
Okay. Well, I want you don't sound too confident. Let me hear the sound again.
It's a printer.
Hold on, Tikaros. Don't move. Now listen to this carefully. It's a printer. So after that sound there, what up next? The paper will drop. Tikaros, are you sticking with that answer? Do you want to change it in any way whatsoever?
Yeah, man, could I change it? I want to change it.
No. Hold on now. Well, may I try to sit here, right?
Yeah.
Me just ask, me not suggest nothing, you know, brethren.
Oh.
So don't come on the radio, come go on like you want to set me up in this thing, I know, you know. So you're confident about the answer? Yeah, stick with it, brethren.
I'll stick with that, man.
You not change it? You not change nothing about it?
No, man.
Because you see, anyhow you didn't change anything about it, we couldn't do this. You are a winner!
I know I'm going to beat you. With them.
With them. Yeah.
You did.
Another thing, no.
Whip them.
Big up yourself, my G.
Tikaros, you are a winner. Congratulations. You worked hard at it. You thought about it long and hard. And this morning, we can declare on the 15th of August that you're the winner of a $5,000 gift voucher courtesy of Sangster's Bookstore. Congratulations, boss.
Big up yourself, man.
You see why we'd have to make sure so we get him. But I never know that Tikaros.
Never did know neither. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big up yourself. It's a good look. Right now, of course, we're into London.
Yeah.
With Robo on the beat.
London.
103.6. We beg of you this morning. I beg of you to go easy. Manu has made the worst start ever in the Premier League.
Don't spare him.
Yeah, but I was quite intrigued. I was quite intrigued. Robo, I was quite intrigued by Chelsea and Tottenham and what went on.
I'm moving swiftly on.
I'm trying to.
Let's stick to what we are presented with here with Manchester United, a team that is in so much state of turmoil from the board members. They're having. Let me give you a warning. The game next week, you may be relieved, Richie. That game might not even kick off because the way the Manchester United fans have taken to protesting, and you've seen in the past, there's a possibility they won't even let that game start. Now, I don't want to put it out there in the air, but there's strong possibilities because the fans are taking this protest very serious because you don't want to be going into 4 games loss. It's relegation form. And listen, as much as I don't like Manchester United like that, I wouldn't want to see that because it's a great club, a great institution. And it would be sour for the Premier League.
Tragic almost. But you can't really blame the fans because of what they're feeling, man. It really is a rough patch. But there's no end in sight.
They are protesting, but there's a lot of people who are trying to whip up the media, in the media, to try to get the fans to go for the owners. Now, if this club has spent over 500 billion, billions on the club, the owners must have done something right. But they've definitely lost their way. But that's how it is in football right now. Sometimes you have to, you're on your highs and then you take your lows. So it's one of those things.
They have given Brentford arguably their greatest ever result. And that came at the hands of Manu. Can you believe that?
Hey. And a couple of players that was at Brentford that you were looking at. You was looking at obviously Ericsson and Ivan Toney. Now, how wonderful would that player be, that striker be right now at Man United? It's not about scoring the goals. It's about taking down the trees because the form that our boy Rashford is in, I'm wondering if his head is actually in football right now because they call him Marcus the MP. I don't know. They call him Minister of Parliament because he does so much charitable work. But I don't know if his head's right now into football and the amount of money and exposure. He's only 24 years old. I think he's actually lost at Man United. So
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Robert, how you felt about the Tuchel Conte brawl, quote unquote brawl?
Well, that brawl was interesting.
I loved it.
I mean, that's like throwback to the original days of football.
I love it.
People are just they let their feelings out, not too worried about what happens on social media. They let their feelings out. Those two gentlemen do not like each other.
Yeah.
They that was clear throughout the match. They have to do that that you have to do the handshake before the games. But I mean, my manager Jurgen Klopp has a lot of enemies in the Premier League. At least 7 to 8 managers he does not want to talk to. He doesn't want to shake their hands, but you have to do it. As they say, it's protocol. But that was a tasty
I love it. It was a nice derby.
He said, "Look into my eyes."
Yeah,
look
I love
into
that.
my eyes, darling, look into my eyes.
You were lucky to get this draw. Look into my eyes.
Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes, like Rodney.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Good
man.
football weekend, man. I loved it. Enjoyed
Very,
every-
very good. Very, very good game.
Yeah.
I was gonna start with some music, but I see the man Odds clapping hard.
Yeah,
so
man,
I don't want to stop him while he's chopping, and I'll take it up because a couple of interesting things happened here in London, which I'll put them into the music mix in a second. Really.
Okay, there are two things I want to bring up though. One is that issue with the doctor, and whether or not he will be allowed or not allowed to go back into London to meet the engagement that is being advertised, and also that show regarding the Queens of the Caribbean, which we also are hearing that might be postponed, and that is information we're getting as early as this morning. Robo, lots of changes there in terms of schedules.
Yeah, and there is also might be on another show which I won't say because I don't want to put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it positive, but obviously it's Carnival weekend coming up in the next 2 weeks. There's so many shows, and today, last night, and Saturday, Friday is festival season. We are in festival overdrive. As you turn, there's another festival. I'm actually heading to one in Slovenia, on the borders of Slovenia and Italy.
Really?
The Overjam Festival. Okay. I mean, this is real festival season. So anything's possible with shows and events that that they happen or they don't happen. And you also have to bear in mind the people who clear acts and artists are under a lot of work. People are leaving their passports in a British passports office and not getting them back for 9 weeks.
Whoa.
So who are you with your one tune? They'll be saying, who are you, mate? Who's that? That's not Barry. That's not Barry from accounts. We've got to get Barry's done. So, there's a lot of backlog. So if things do happen and they or don't happen, excuse it. It is a very, very busy time, and the system is under a lot of stress right now.
A whole lot,
That's
and it's putting a lot of people, by extension, under a lot of stress because I'm sure that Zagazao is not happy if he were not to be allowed to get back his work permit, and he has been having a lot of problems over time with England. So we're hoping that Moses will be up and running and can re-enter the UK because news is emerging that it might not happen for this upcoming engagement.
Oh boy.
Not good news for the doctor.
He's done so much work for building that relationship. I mean, when he came to the UK, he done extensive TV and radio work. Really, the work he used to do like 20 years ago, he went and done it again, and it done really great things for his presence. There was so much interest in Beanie Man once again, and obviously with the Bounty Killer and the Versus thing, his thing is so up. So let's hope that doesn't close down.
All right. What do you know about Yes Effect International? Well, they and their partners are calling on youths between the age 18 and 25 years to save the date for What's Next Youth Conference. And we're going to tell you about that date. In fact, if you're interested in leveling up your financial investing skills, if you're interested in improving your personal brand, let me go further. If you're interested in making money using your natural skills and abilities, then guess what? This conference is for you. That is the What's Next Youth Conference, which is slated for this Saturday, the 20th of August, under the theme Seat, Planet, Do It.
Yeah.
Come learn from industry experts is what they're saying. And so this morning we're joined by, in fact, our guests are Ruth Lawrence, founder and executive director of Yes Effect International, and Aishiba Cornwall, Yes Effect International facilitator and partner, to give us some more information and details on this upcoming event. Good morning to both of you. Welcome. How are you today?
Good morning, Richie B.
Good morning.
So nice to have you both. Ruth, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and Aishiba as well. I wanted to start with you, Ruth, and ask, first of all, that you just kind of tell the Bridge Nation or listeners a little bit more about Yes Effect International.
All right, so it's really exciting to be here this morning just to share on what the Yes Effect is. So the Yes Effect really is an organization that is geared towards empowering our young people. We know that many times our young people, they have dreams, aspirations, but sometimes they really don't know how to channel that into reality. And so the mantra of the Yes Effect really is to see it, meaning the vision. What kind of vision do you have for your life? What's the plan that you're going to put in place to ensure that it actually becomes a reality? And doing it, because yes, you can see it in a Richie. Yes, you can plan for it, but do you have the courage enough to make it happen? And so that's really the impetus of what it is that we do. Equally so, what we try to do is to introduce young people to visualization strategies, but not only just visualizing what you want, but how you can put plans in place to ensure that it is indeed a reality. So in a nutshell, that's really where we are, just to guide young people in terms of how it is that they move from where they are to really where they need to be.
Lovely, lovely. I appreciate that. Now, you guys have an upcoming youth conference called What's Next, and which is powered by the United States Embassy. I want to bring in Aishiba, if she's here. She's here, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Greetings, Aishiba. Can you tell us about a little bit more about this conference?
Sure. So first of all, you said that it is powered by the United States Embassy. I'm actually one of the social media ambassadors for the embassy here in Jamaica. And, that's how we got the opportunity, in terms of funding to be able to even do a conference like this one. So just like Miss Lawrence said, it's a partnership with Yes Effect International and Woman Up Jamaica. It will be taking place on August 20th between the hours of 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And just for the listeners to understand what Woman Up is all about and how we even come into this, I'm the founder and the host of Woman Up Jamaica. And we're trying to help young women specifically in Jamaica to navigate womanhood as youth, especially in the 21st century. Very, very hard. So I thought it was an amazing thing to partner with Miss Lawrence, with Yes Effect, to bring our men, to bring our women together to see how they can realize their dreams. It was born out of the realization that there's so many young people in Jamaica who are so worried about their future. They don't know what they want to do. True. They don't know what they want to go after high school or university for some. And so we want to be that bridge. See what I did there?
Lovely.
Yeah. We want to be that bridge to help them to maximize their potential so that they can realize the professional goals that they have for themselves. So we're going to be covering topics from turning that vision that you have for your life into reality, maximizing brand new, investing as a young person, and how you can monetize your gifts and talents.
Fantastic. I love the energy. I love what going on. Now, Ruth, where would this conference be held, and where do persons go to sign up for this conference?
All right. So the venue, we have it. It's a top secret right now. However, what we do encourage persons to do is to register via our social media pages. So you can go to the U.S. Embassy page for the sign-up link. You can go to Yes Effect International. You can also go to Woman of JA for the link. So the location will be sent via email this Wednesday to all registered participants. Can I tell you, we are almost out of space.
Wow.
When we launched the flyer, Richie, it was the day that we launched it, we had over 100 persons signing up.
Really?
The day we launched it.
Energy.
And so that says to us that, listen, there is a need. Young people want to be involved. They want to be educated. They want to advance themselves. And so we are really happy to be able to provide this kind of opportunity for them.
Fantastic. By the way, is this a free event?
Absolutely.
Free?
That is it. I love that.
100% free. And not only that, Richie, when young persons upon arrival, they will be getting their conference packages.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just to come and, get information. We want to also show young people that they are valued and they're valuable, right? And so they will be leaving with their conference packages. Refreshments will also be served to all registered participants. So not only that they're getting the empowerment in terms of the information, but they're being catered to and they're also being rewarded at the same time. So it's going to be an amazing event, and we do recommend that every single young person, 18 to 25, and listen, I've even gotten responses from 30-year-olds who say, listen, we're back, we want to come. And I'm like, listen, come. Nonetheless,
Yes.
you can benefit and you can, grow from the information that will be shared.
You're not turning them back. This
Not at all.
obviously is going to be an amazing event, and you have quite an interesting theme. The theme is Seat, Planet, Do It. Can you expand on that for me?
Absolutely. You see, the thing is, the Bible says without vision the people perish, right? And one of the things that I've noticed is that many persons were alive but we're walking dead, meaning we don't have a vision for our lives. It's the vision, Richie, that keeps us alive, It's the vision that gets you up in the morning. I can tell you for you as a national veteran broadcaster, it's the vision that you have for your life and for what you see the show, being that gets you up in the morning. And not only that, but you put your plan in place, Richie, to ensure that people know about, the program is happening and you put things in place to pique people's interest. So that's the plan. But equally so, you make sure that you show up every day to get it done. And that's really what we want, to encourage people to see the vision where you want for your life. Put a plan in place to achieve it. But more so, get the courage to get it done.
Yeah, fantastic. What would bring you the greatest joy at the end of this event?
Lord of mercy. Can I tell you, I don't want to take away, I know Sheba go jump in, but what I want to see from this event, I want to see young people saying, listen, hey, we're now investing. I was just saving, or maybe we never did a save at all, but we're now investing. We're seeing our portfolios growing. We're seeing now we never did know, say, we could have did sing or even make money, or a career out of my singing ability or whatever gifts or talent that they have. I want their eyes to be opened to the reality that, listen, I am a product, right? And not only that I'm a product, but I'm a product that can advance my own life and even encourage others to do the same. That's what I want to see. I don't know if Sheba wants to jump in on this as well.
Yeah, and just real quick, I definitely share the same sentiments as Miss Lawrence. For me, as I'm 21 years old, right? And I'm using, for example, social media to maximize my brand. So I'm a little biased to that topic. I really want young people to come to the conference and see how they can use social media, new media, to make things work for them, to make money, because money is out there to be made. I really want them to garner that confidence. A lot of young people in Jamaica are walking around with imposter syndrome, believing we can't do things, we can't achieve things. And I really want them to leave the conference feeling, say, yeah, I'm that guy, I'm that girl, and I'm going to get things done.
Straight. Love that. That is it, man. Now, before you go, Ruth, sorry, can you just remind us of the social media pages where persons can go to sign up for this conference?
Okay, so the social media pages, the U.S. Embassy Jamaica on Instagram and also on Facebook, the Yes Effect International page on Instagram, the Woman Up JA page on Instagram.
That's it.
Wonderful. Ladies, I'm really inspired by your activities and the plans that you have. I hope that this will go very well, and we hope to, maybe we can talk about it on the other side.
Yeah.
But good luck and best wishes. Really like the motivation and what you're onto. It's a good thing. Congratulations. Great talking with you.
Thanks so much, Richie.
All right, take care. Ruth Lawrence, founder and executive director of Yes Effect International, and Aishiba Cornwall, Yes Effect International's facilitator and partner. It's a good look.
It's a great look.
Yeah, man.